hope you got your reacting shoes on, cause it's time for another episode of Songwriter Reacts. Today we're gonna be listening to some SEPTICFLESH. God, I love this band. I love this band so very much. They have the best orchestral arrangements in metal, I think by a lot. I can tell you what I'm hoping for in this track. I'm hoping for elephants. You know what I'm talking about. That thing that they do on the trombone or whatever. The elephant sounds. I'm out of breath from that stupid little gag. I need to get in shape. Anyway, here we go. Hoping for elephants. And today's video is sponsored by Eargasm earplugs. More on that in a bit. Neuromancer is the song. Woo! Sounds like a balalaika or something. I'm already stoked. They always have such interesting instrumentation. Oh, and big stanky grooves. Oh! So evil!
Some reach the skies and live forever as gods they rule inside a server. You've seen the truth.
There's the horns! We're gonna get some elephants? That's pretty sick orchestration. And they saved it. It wasn't slathered all over everything. I feel like we kind of got too many riffs in the in-between bits here. Let's get to it, boys. Come on.
Bring on the elephants.
We're here for the elephant show. Where did they shoot this video?
Something's coming.
Kind of feel like I'm on a boat ride. You know? In the drowning city, what's it called? The city in Italy, it's underwater, I can't remember what it's called. Okay, here we go. Different groove for the same part, that's cool. with these riffs. Really making us wait for that hook. That guy's hair is sick. That's a hell of a stomp. Oh, okay. Feels a little bit anticlimactic to me, if I'm being honest. Not a whole lot of orchestration on this one, which to me is sort of their calling card. I liked that. I liked a lot of stuff about it. I think I was waiting for a really big climax with a lot of big layers of orchestration. I think I wanted a bit more out of it. I don't know, maybe people don't really see that as the main draw of this band. For me, it's the combination of elements. It's the big orchestration plus the super evil kind of
Slow, grindy death metal.
that really does it for me. And no elephants. No elephants anywhere. You wouldn't go to a circus that didn't have any elephants. Did they run out of peanuts to bring the elephants? What am I even doing here? Bring me my elephants! All right, fine. I'll talk about the song a little bit more. But first, we got some other serious business to attend to. Whether you're a musician or a music fan, you need to protect your hearing. Going deaf is not what you need to worry about. You will beg for deafness if you get tinnitus, which is this excruciating high-pitched whine in your ears all the time. But you also want to be able to play shows and go to concerts and still get the full range listening experience without it being muffled or losing a bunch of high end. And that's where today's sponsor, Eargasm, comes in. Their amazing high fidelity earplugs like these gold edition ones allow you to protect your hearing without ruining your concert going or jamming experience. So check the link in the description for 10% off of your order. Let's get back to it. All right, a lot to talk about in this song. We've got some really cool folk instruments kicking it off. The city that I was thinking of was Venice. I was a little distracted, okay, by the it felt like I was taking a gondola ride in Venice at that one part of the song when they kind of brought that stuff back. Look, I'm not an ethnomusicologist, all right? That's what it sounds like to me. The first thing that struck me about this song after it had finished is that it felt really long for what it was. This does not feel to me like one of their tighter compositions, and it feels like it has too many
Things in it.
too many parts that don't really have enough content for me. I feel like they fell in love with all of the riffs that were in it and couldn't narrow it down to the ones that should be in there. There's a lot of instrumental interludes of these big riffs. They're good riffs, but it's like there's one and then there's another one and there's no vocals on top of a bunch of them, and it makes the whole thing drag a lot for me. That can happen very easily. You get a couple parts, they fit together pretty well, they lead into each other, they sound good, but then you set up the song structure in such a way that every time the one riff happens, the other one also has to happen. And I don't know if they just ran out of steam for like writing lyrics or something, but I really felt like some of those riffs should not have been instrumental. But
Holy hell!
is it heavy? I mean, it's
Heavy.
whew, it's a big stomp fest. This was a stomp fest, which you would think they would invite elephants to that. Elephants are the best at stomping. They love to stomp. They're stompy boys and girls. Somewhere Dumbo's like, you're not gonna call, they're not gonna call? They're not gonna call the elephants? But I think the worst part is that those kind of long stretches of instrumental riffing could have been made much more exciting with the signature SEPTICFLESH orchestration. The orchestration, for me, kicks them up into the stratosphere in every way. I find them to be musically terrifying with the orchestral arrangements that they have in a lot of their songs. So I'm left feeling like a lot of the parts of this song feel very empty to me, and they kind of drag on. I don't know, you're gonna have to let me know what you think. Do you like hearing those same couple riffs every single time the part comes back? Or do you think that it also kind of drags like I do? I don't know, let me know what you think of that. Maybe I'm crazy, just kind of like, okay.
This one again.
All right, cool.
Where's the elephants?
I'm on a fucking death metal safari, and I'm looking for elephants.
Honestly, there are not a ton of things that could put me off being excited about new SEPTICFLESH. I am still excited for this album to come out. I'm very excited for the album drop, as well as for Operation Dumbo drop, when they bring us some more fucking
Elephants!
But I will say that this song, in the context of all of the great music that they've ever put out, is not my favorite. That's okay. Maybe I think it's a weird choice for a single. Maybe they're trying to downplay the orchestral elements intentionally. There was still some really great orchestration in here. Don't get me wrong, still some very beautiful, big, epic orchestration, but it felt like they were really downplaying it in favor of the more metal elements of the band, which bums me out a little bit. They were really reinforcing a very simple motif that they worked through the entire track though. I like that a lot. It wasn't just like random, big epic sounds or whatever. They had that theme going through the whole thing, woven in. It's what we hear on the sort of folk instruments in the intro. But then they bring it back later on in the track as the big orchestral moment that just felt like it was a little bit buried to me. One thing that they did really, really well on this track was the intro. The intro actually introduced the motif of the song. The melody that we were gonna hear later on has this huge orchestration version of that very same melodic motif, that da-da-da-da-da, that little thing that came back again, but this time they dropped it like a ton of bricks with all the fixins of the orchestration. That's pretty hard to do. I feel like a lot of amateur songwriters don't know what an intro is for, and they just tack a bunch of random crap together. And that's why I made this video right here to show you how to do a proper intro, what it is that's important in an intro, why you do an intro, and how it keeps people from skipping your song. So I highly recommend that if you write songs that you check that out. Huge thanks to Eargasm Earplugs for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check the link in the description to get your discount on some Eargasm earplugs and protect your hearing, and I'll see you real soon.